Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm going to share with you a basic lead generation flow if you have SalesNavigator, but you don't have anyone who would be dedicated to provide you and generate the leads on a weekly or daily basis. And I will show you how to do it without spending hours and hours on it, and you can do it just with a few steps by yourself. So let's get into it. Now let's start with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I have opened already the search page, and I always recommend to start with the account level if you have some parameters in your ideal customer profile that relate to the company level. Then let's use the filters available to filter them out. So I've already picked United States, and I'm going for the nonprofit industry. And I also would like to filter out the company headcount. So I'm looking for 10 to 200 employees. And as you can see, I have more than 17,000 results. What you have to consider is, in general, SalesNavigator doesn't provide you more than 2,500. You also have to consider that the first pages provide more relevant results, and the further you go, the more unrelevant the results get. So I'm going to pick the first 10 pages and see what I can get from there. And now we have the companies, and I want to find the main decision makers at those companies. So I'm looking specifically for the CEO and the COO title, and to make sure that those are the people that are really working currently at this company. They are not they don't have just the keywords on their profile, and they're not a past employee. The best way to do it is to select this list and then click on View Current Employees. So I'm going to do a right click and open it in a separate tab, just because I'm selecting only the companies of the first page. And now I have to go to the second page and repeat the same process. Now when you open the search results, you will see that all the companies that we have selected are added to the company filter. And here you see the drop down current. That means that the people we are looking for are currently working at this company. And now we can apply even more filters to the contact level. So anything that we want to exclude or include, and we want to know about the person, we can apply it here. And what I want to do is I'm going to specify the seniority level. I'm looking for the C-level decision makers. And I'm also going to specify the titles I'm looking for, because I'm looking specifically for CEOs and COOs. So now with that, I get 102 results. And you have to repeat the step with all the 10 tabs that you open. And once you're done with it, just copy the link of the search results and create a new Google Sheet. I've done this already. It's empty. Just paste the generated link in here. Let's call it Sales Navigator links. Let me repeat the steps for all the 10 tabs. Apply the contact filters and then add them to this sheet, and then we can move on. So now we have this list of 10 nice links, and each one should have an average 50 contacts, which should sum up to 500 contacts. And instead of doing all the manual copy and paste work, I am going to use Phantombuster to scrape them, and let me show you how to set it up properly. So go to phantombuster.com, and if you don't have any account, the trial version should be enough for you to test it out. I highly recommend this tool It has just a lot of features which are really powerful. So search for the Sales Navigator search export Phantom. I have it already in my dashboard, so let me show you how to set it up. If you open the Phantom, let's just click on setup. First of all, you would need to specify your LinkedIn session cookie. There is a Chrome extension and they also have a tutorial how to do it, so you should be fine with it. Then next what we need to do is we need to add our Google Sheet, and in order to do that we need to make sure that it's publicly available. Click on the get link and anyone with the link should be able to see it. Now we have copied the link and I can insert it in here. Number of results to scrape per launch. So what it means is we have 10 links, and this is why I open my sheet, go to the sharing functions, and I set access so that anyone with the link can view it, and copy the link. Go back to my Phantombuster and add a newly copied link. Next, we want to scrape all the results. So we set to 2,500. This is the maximum amount, and the maximum of lines of my spreadsheet to process per launch, I want to process all of them. This is why I keep it empty as well. And then the number of results to scrape per search. Now we have 10 links in our spreadsheet, and each link will be considered as a separate search. Sometimes I set it to 5 because if I'm looking only for the CEO, I don't think that there is oftentimes a lot of CEOs at the company. This is why I go for only the 5 first results, because as I said, LinkedIn shows the most relevant results at the beginning, and I want just to get the 5 most relevant contacts with this title, with the parameters that I'm looking for. And the rest I don't care about them because I would need to clean up a lot of contacts and they wouldn't be relevant and my research wouldn't be that accurate anymore. In this case, I think I'm going to just scrape all of the contacts to see what I get back, and this is why I removed the 5 and leave it empty. And the column name from which to search is called Sales Navigator links in our case. I'm just copy and paste it in here. And then I'll call this results file nonprofits. So if you need the LinkedIn default URL, pick this option. If not, leave it empty. It takes longer, so you might want to consider the time you spend on scraping. And if you're searching for accounts instead of leads, then you pick this option as well, but this is not our case. And then you just save it. I'm going to launch it manually. I don't have the need to launch it repeatedly every day, so I just leave it manually, and I don't want to know about any notifications. And then you just click on launch, and I'll be back with you once the scraping is done. Okay, so Phantombuster is done, and here you can see the result. You can download the file as a CSV or JSON, or you can do it faster, and I'll show you how. So I just do the right click and then click on copy link address and go to my Google spreadsheet because I'm working in Google Spreadsheets, and so I'm creating a new tab, and now I use the import data formula, and then I insert the link that I just copied. This is how you use it, and then enter, and it imports all the data from the link that we've just copied, basically all the results that were scraped. You can see them now in this spreadsheet. Since this is a formula, you can't really do anything with this data. Once you try to edit it, you'll see that it doesn't work. So what we need to do is just copy everything and then do Ctrl-Shift-V to insert the value, not the formula. And it takes some time, so it should now replace the formula with the value, and then we will be able to edit everything. Okay, now it's not the formula, we have all the data in here, and let's just quickly go through the data that we have in here. Let me just edit it a little bit. So first we have the profile URL, that's the Sales Navigator link. Then we have a specific ID. I don't really need this, so I'm going to delete this column. Then we have the full name, first name, last name, the title, and as you can see, those are pretty accurate. Most of them are chief executive officers. There's one human resources officer. I'm going to remove those kind of people from my list. And next we have the company name. So those are the companies that we have picked in the first step. We have the location, where the company is located, then the duration, that means how long the person is in the current role. We have the profile image URL, so I don't really need this one, I delete it. Shared connections, I don't really care about this. Then the search query, if you wanted, you could, track back to which search this contact belongs, but I don't need it, as well as the timestamp. I remove these two. Then I have the default profile URL. This is the link to LinkedIn. This is the part when we have picked during the setup to scrape the default LinkedIn links instead of SalesNavigator links. Company ID might be helpful for something, so I'll leave it in there. And then the company URL, the past role, if you wanted to, maybe you can leverage it in your email outreach. So for some people we have the past role, for some we don't have them. Past company and past company URL. And this is what you have. And basically you have a list of, let's see how many contacts we have, of more than 500 contacts. It took me maybe around 15 minutes to set everything up and to generate this list. And now you're ready to implement it into an email outreach software or connect with them on LinkedIn. Ideally, before that, you clean this list, and if you're interested to learn how to clean this list fast and efficient without going through each lead one by one, then let me know in the comments and I'll record the next video. Thank you and good luck.